like, comment, and subscribe.
Hey you guys! Hey! How are you and how are you and how are you all the way in the back over yonder? As you know, it is me, D, and I am coming at you with a list of my top 10 superheroes from the Marvel Universe. Well, my top 10 black superheroes from the Marvel Universe. Are you ready? Are you ready? Comment below and let me know who are your top favorite, not even just black superheroes, but minorities. It could be your top 10 female superheroes, your top Asian, Latino, whatever, LGBT, whatever, it doesn't matter. But without further ado, here is my list. Number 10. It is Patriot. But my number 10 is kind of two people. So there's two kind of Patriots. There's Elisha Eli Bradley, who appeared in Young Avengers #1 in April 2005. And this character was the grandson of Isaiah Bradley, who was the Captain America in an alternate universe, which was a black Captain America from an alternate universe. So he was Patriot, who was kind of like the sidekick of Captain America. His dad had powers too, and I forgot his dad's name. But the reason why he is my number 10 pick is because he's dope. He's one of the first black sidekicks, young black sidekicks in the Marvel Universe. Not the first, but one of the first, especially like in Young Avengers. And the way how he inherited his powers, his powers is from his grandfather. I don't think his dad has the powers of his grandfather, but basically his powers are basically the same as Steve Rogers, Captain America. So also the other Patriot that I would like to mention is Sean Lucas. His name is Sean. They call him Sean for short. So he was featured in the Secret Empire storyline in March 2017. I have to write down the dates because there's a lot of dates and a lot of comic book names and stuff. And he was also featured in the cartoon of in one of the cartoons recently of Marvel's, like the Young Avengers, like Miss Marvel, and a lot of the Young Avengers were people of color. Miss Marvel was like, I think, a Muslim character, and then there was another Hispanic character as well. So it was, and even Miles Morales, who we'll probably talk about later, wink wink. But I also like Sean, where he's a teen activist, and he idolized Sam Wilson, who is Falcon. And one day he went out, doing his thing, and he got beat up, and he got a blood transfer and received powers. But the thing is, he didn't get his powers from the blood transfusion. He actually, his uncle, I think his grandfather as well, had superpowers, and they kicked in after the blood. Oh my god, that juice is making me burpy. Oh my god. Sorry guys. He had his powers after that. He thought he had his powers after the blood transfusion, when really he had his powers that were inherited from his granddad. Number 9. James Rhodey Rhodes, also known as War Machine, and he's a good character, but the reason why he's so low on my list, even though people know him, he's featured a lot in the Marvel Universe, but they don't give him much to act with. Even in Endgame, he was in there throughout, but it's like, it was just like, hey, I'm the only black character remaining that didn't get, vanquished or whatever, and I was like, y'all could have given him a better storyline. He was just there, and then when you see him, then he just pops out and be like, okay, like as if to just say, okay, I'm here. And he he was in Iron Man #118 in January 1979. Give me 1 second. Refreshing. And he was basically just seen as like a sidekick character of Tony Stark. But even though he was computer you again, even though he was, his sidekick, he did he did have some significance, but I really believe that in the movie they didn't really utilize him in any of the Iron Mans and any of the Avengers or and even in Civil War they didn't utilize him that much. And guys, if you want to get into these people, just do some research, see if you can pick up a comic book or two. Their stories are very interesting. Number 8. Tyrone Johnson, also known as Cloak. Now he was featured in Peter Parker the Spectacular Spider-Man number 64 in March 1982. That's the first time he was seen. And we basically know Cloak and Dagger, where it's him, Cloak, where he has like a cloak where he could disappear and teleport, and he's intangible and stuff like that, and he can camouflage as well. And then his girlfriend, or his person he works with, I guess, Dagger, who has like these daggers made out of light. And his story is very interesting too, where he and if I'm wrong, please somebody correct me, because I vaguely know about him, even though I do like the character. And the TV show I tried watching, I could not get into it. And then when they were featured in Runaways, I didn't finish watching Runaways, so the 3rd season, so I can't really tell how that one played out. But his backstory, the one that I know, because as you know they always change up these people's backstories, is that he was in a gang in Detroit, Michigan, and I think he witnessed his brother dying or somebody dying, and I think they used this in the show. And then he was basically running away with this other young girl, Dagger, I forgot her name. I think her name is Dandy or something like that. And then something else happened with her, and then they end up meeting each other. And I think the best thing about them too is that, so they met up, let me finish first. They met up with each other, and then they started running around basically from the lawns, some weird stuff like that. The storyline's always changing, but yeah, when they're with each other, their powers get stronger and stronger. But he's a very interesting character, and I hope that I convince you to read about him more. Number 7. Number 7 is Luke Cage, also known as Carl Lucas, also known as Power Man. And he was featured in Luke Cage Hero for Hire number 1, June 1972. And a lot of them probably know about Luke Cage because of the show that on Netflix. It was actually pretty good. Season 1 was actually pretty good. That's how I really know about him, as well as he was on a cartoon with Spider-Man, and he was featured as a young Luke Cage, but he was mostly called Power Man. And his superpowers are he's super strong. He's very invulnerable, like no bullets can penetrate him, he can't get cut or bruised easily and stuff like that. Even though in season 1 of the Luke Cage show on the Netflix, there was like this bullet that ended up inside of him. I don't want to give out any spoilers, but go watch the show, it's actually pretty interesting. I myself have to finish season 2, but he's actually a very interesting character. He actually has a few interesting storylines and love interests with Jessica Jones, who kind of have similar powers to him as well as Misty Knight, who has a robotic arm and she's pretty badass. So that is my number 7 pick. Number 6. Speaking of Misty Knight, she is number 6, and her full name is Mercedes Misty Knight. Now, her first appearance was in Marvel premiere number 21, March 1975. Now, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of these Marvel superheroes I do not know from the comics. I know from the movies and the TV shows, because I was more into the DC comic books. Marvel was interesting, but it never interested me as much unless it was like X-Men and that's it. But I'm definitely trying to get into comics more. So she's pretty badass. The way how I know about her, I know she's like a secret agent in the comics, but in the TV show she was like a police officer. And the way how she lost her arm, I think she got shot or something. I forgot. I gotta watch season 2 again. But one of the cool things about her is that she does have a robotic arm, and she's a pretty badass black character, and they actually do her justice in the comic books as well as the TV show. Number 5 is Falcon, also known as Samuel Thomas Sam Wilson. I'm just gonna say Sam Wilson. That's a whole lot right there. But we've seen Falcon in the Marvel Universe movies. But I've actually heard of him in the comic books, and he was featured in Captain America number 177 in 1969. And I don't know much about him in the comics. The only thing I really do know is that he can glide. He has like this glide, these wings that help him to glide. He doesn't really fly, but he glides. He has a hawk called Red Wing, I think, that he has a telepathic bond with. But in the movie, he flies with a jetpack or something like that. So he's more modernized in the movies, as well as the new cartoon that he's featured in. And then Red Wing is actually like a robot, it's not an actual bird. But I think he's actually pretty cool. He does not get, like War Machine, he does not get enough screen time. Well, he does in the Captain America movies, but like in the Avengers, he's barely there to me. But I guess, oh, now you want to stop? Okay. But that is my number 5 pick. Number 4 is Riri Williams, also known as Ironheart. And she was featured in the Invincibles Iron Man Volume 3, number 7 in May 2016. So she's fairly recent. And the storyline that I know of her, because there's different backstories to these characters, like I said before, she is the niece of Rhodey Rhodes, and I believe that Rhodey Rhodes had died, and then Iron Man had came to comfort her basically, and when push comes to somehow she, well then again, Iron Man didn't really have a secret identity, so he realized that she was very smart, and then she ended up being like the female Iron Man, basically, Ironheart. She does not get any, if at all, recognition or the support that she deserves, because she is pretty awesome. And even myself, I don't read about her, but she does not get really featured in shows or in movies or anything like that, and I think we really need to push for her because she's a pretty dope character, and that is Riri Williams, also known as Ironheart. Get into her. Number 3. Now everybody knows this. I'm wearing the shirt right now. It is T'Challa, also known as Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Now he was first featured in Fantastic Four number 52 in July 1966. Now he is the first black, not only in Marvel, but overall he is the first black superhero. But there was also different heroic characters before him, but he is the official black superhero of all time, the first. And we all seen Black Panther. I've heard of Black Panther before, and I tried even reading the comic books, more the recent ones than the new ones. He has enhanced strengths via the heart-shaped herb that he eats. He has enhanced strength, agility, stamina, speed, all of that. And in the movie, they modernized his suit, where it's like he just thinks about it and the mask comes on and the whole thing comes on. But he's not only cool because he's a king, he's strong and all of this, but he got a whole badass team of women helping him out. We saw in the movie, his sister is a super genius, the Dora Milaje are awesome, and he also even won the heart and married Storm. So this man is amazing. So if you never got into Black Panther, where I don't know what planet that you was on, if you did not see the movie, watch the cartoons. They had a cartoon on BT, I think it's on YouTube right now, or just get into the comic books. And that is Black Panther as my number 3. Number 2. Now this is one of my favorites. I'm excited to talk about him, and I think a lot of people are starting to know who this is. And this is Miles Morales. Oh my god. Stuffy nose. This is Miles Morales, also known as Spider-Man. Now he's a Spider-Man from an alternate universe, because in his universe, the Spider-Man that we know, who is Peter Parker, has died. And he also got bitten by a spider. We don't know if it's the same spider, but he got bitten by a spider, and he obtained superpowers, the same superpowers as Peter Parker, but where he has the ability to camouflage into anywhere that he can, into any place, where he is nearly invisible. Not only does he have that cool ability, his suit is amazing, the black and the red, and he is a 13-year-old Afro-Latino character. So he's not only black, but he's representing the Latin side of things. And not only that, and they did not mention this in the movie that they had recently, which was actually pretty good as well, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. He is of the LGBT community. He's a gay character. He's Afro-Latino gay character in this universe. So it's pretty dope, and he's just amazing. Just get into Miles Morales, please. Okay, so that's my number 2 pick, all right? And so before I get into my number 1 pick, and you guys probably already know who this is, let's go into some honorable mentions, all right? So number 1 is Storm, also known as Aurora Monroe. Now, she was first featured in Giant Size X-Men number 1 in May 1975. Now listen, if you don't know anything about Storm, what are you doing with your life? The first time I was introduced to Storm is when she was in the classic X-Men. She was awesome in that. She was awesome in X-Men Evolution. She was awesome in Wolverine and the X-Men. She was awesome in everything else. Now, but here's the thing. Y'all gonna put respect on Storm's name. Halle Berry messed up the role. Alexandra Shipp did a little bit better, but it wasn't enough. Y'all need to, first of all, Storm is such a big character, y'all give her her own movie. Come on, Marvel, Disney, what's the tea? Give Storm her own movie. Storm is not only in control of any type of weather element, she can fly, she knows martial arts. The only weakness that she really has is that she's claustrophobic. And I like the fact that they use that because it makes her human, even though she is inhuman and people think that in fact, she is a god. And another amazing factor about her is that even though I mentioned it before, yes, she was married to Black Panther, but when he started to act a monkey, she fought him and she killed him for the throne. So you trying to tell me that she does not deserve her first movie? So get on it, Marvel and DC. Not Marvel and DC, Marvel and Disney. So that was my number 1 pick, and that has been my top 10 black superheroes of the Marvel Universe. Which ones do you know, and which ones do you do not know? Write down in my comments. Like, comment, and subscribe to me, and I have some more countdowns and more entertaining facts and things that I like to do coming up soon. Love you guys, and I'll see you soon for something else.